There are a lot of plugins out there, paid and free. I just wanted to go over some of my favorite effects plugins that are free that I use on almost every single track. We're going to go fast this time. I'll timestamp the video for demos, and then at the end show you a full song that I made using only free plugins. Let's break it down track by track. I've got soft drums here. This is using Decent Sampler. Ton of great free libraries here. In the processing for the drums, though, there's this beautiful little L2A limiter compressor type simulator from Klanghelm. It's 2 knobs, and then you have a control over the attack and release time here. This thing just squishes everything in the most beautiful way. I use it on vocals, buses. Let's just do a quick demo. This is with it off. This is with it on. So it's pretty transparent because I don't have it doing a ton of work right now. But as you can see, it's squishing things up. It's bringing in a little more tonal character. It's very mild on this. I have other demos of this on other tracks as well. For instance, let's look at our guitar bus. This one I'm using the DC1A3. So the DC1A3 is what's called like a character compressor. I'm not sure exactly what it's modeled after, but it is a very simple, 2-knob compressor. I'm using it to squish these guitars right now, and it does a great job. I like the way it sounds. I like the character that it adds. Here's without. So not a lot of compression. Volumes are a bit more dynamic. Here's with it on. And it's just bringing up those softer strums and bringing down those louder ones in a nice way. Klanghelm, bunch of cool stuff. All right, this is bass guitar, and I wanted to showcase the Valhalla Space Modulator on this one, as well as Fresh Air by Slate Digital. Space Modulator, this is like a highly flexible chorus flanger. It's got a bunch of presets in here, but this thing adds so much. I have it dialed back right now to 20.2%. Let's listen to it clean. We'll close Fresh Air for now. And now let's listen to that with this turned on. So it's just adding a little bit of depth. Let me crank this up to 100%. So if you're on headphones or decent speakers right now, you hear the difference. It makes it very wide. I love slapping this thing on a guitar, and I feel like I get a good stereo out of it, and I don't even have to do 4 guitar tracks and pan them around to still get a nice stereo effect. You can go crazy with Valhalla Space Modulator. It's got a ton of different presets. As you can see in here, you can do all kinds of crazy things. And then next in the chain for my guitars is Fresh Air by Slate Audio. I use this on almost every single song. I use it on a lot of buses, and I've even thrown it on the master before. It's kind of like a 2-knob multi-band compressor for your mid-range and your high-end. And it brings things out in a beautiful way. It's like OTT almost, but less dramatic. It just breathes so much life into your tracks. Let me turn it off real quick. And that is just bass DI with a little bit of saturation and compression. Now let's turn this on. So it's almost like adding to your tone knob for a guitar. But I actually use this a lot on vocals. After de-essing, if you lose some of those more treble-oriented details, Fresh Air just brings it right back in. It's so perfect. Okay, this one is our keys, and this actually has 2 plugins on it that I really like. The first is IVGI 2/9 from Klanghelm. This one is like a nice saturator. I know there's a lot of saturators out there. This one, it just seems to have a way of dialing things in. You can see here, you can choose kind of the response. What I like about this is that you can saturate more, and it's going to automatically bring down your output volume. so you can focus on just hearing the saturation. Let's turn it off. Back on. Just a touch of distortion, especially when hitting like 2 notes at once. Let's crank it up. Anyways, this sounds great on guitars, especially when you just want a touch of saturation to bring out some of the harmonics. I've got all 4 free plugins from Klanghelm. I'm blown away at the quality of their gear. Next up, I want to talk about Deelay. This one is cool. It's got built-in distortion, tape simulation, reverb, reverses. It comes with a bunch of plugins, lots to explore here, but let me show you what I'm making with this. It is much more than just a delay. So virtually all of those effects that are coming in on the background are from this one preset, Shimmer, and I actually dialed it back a bit. Let's add another instance and check out some of the presets on here, like Planetarium. Incredible, you know, you can basically turn anything into a pad with delay. So Deelay it's just awesome when you want something more interesting than just a reverb or just a standard time sync delay. The possibilities are endless with this one. It has distortion models in it that are pretty solid. Let's look at color. And I also really like it's got a randomize button. But delay is like a very awesome creative plugin. I love to add it to things, especially small sounds that I want more happening or I want them to be more interesting. All right, moving right along into vocals, you can see I've got MAutoPitch here. This is like a lightweight, free, convenient version of Auto-Tune. I don't use it on my final recordings, but I love to have it in my ear to monitor, and it helps me kind of self-tune my voice. There's no latency. It's easy to use. Let's see if we can do a demo. Let's see, this is the lead vocal. Let me slap it on here. You can see it was on here already.
Feeling stressed, I'm not my best. I think I'm better off if I let it go.
You can do cool things like width, and it adds a little Haas effect using pitch, though, instead of delay.
Feeling stressed, I'm not my best. I think I'm better off if I let it go.
So I would say if you go beyond like 20 cents, it's going to sound, you know, out of tune. It's got a good format shift.
Feeling stressed, I'm not my best. I think I'm better off if I let it go.
You can always right click, set it back to default value. You can turn these keys on or off. So like I had a minor pentatonic scale, and then I also was missing a couple of notes I wanted to add back in. And then if you get more into the details, it's got a threshold. So maybe if you're singing quietly and you really only want it to kick in on the big notes, you can have it kick in at a certain threshold. You can change the stabilization, make it wait a little bit before it actually tries to lock in on detecting the pitch and advancing it. And then it has, you know, just standard frequency controls so that it's not going to try and detect a note, maybe background noise or a noisy signal coming into it. MAutoPitch, super useful. You can see here on this vocal, I've got fresh air again. Let's listen to this without fresh air.
I'm feeling stressed, I'm not my best. I think I'm better off if I let it go.
So it sounds fine. sounds pretty natural. But if we add this, you know, since those vocals have already been de-essed.
I'm feeling stressed, I'm not my best. I think I'm better off if I let it go.
I like to be subtle with it, but if you really like that kind of radio extra clarity presence sound, Fresh Air is great. So yeah, those are some of my favorite plugins that I wanted to cover. Oh my gosh, I forgot to go over ChowTape. ChowTape by ChowDSP is free, and it simulates tape saturation, tape flutter, and wow. It simulates the transfer and the distortion you can get from actually printing to tape. This thing is incredible. I've just thrown it on the master to kind of add some more character to the sound. Let's listen to everything real quick without it on. So nothing wrong with that, but not particularly exciting. And lately I've been in a big saturation mood. Let's listen with Chow turned on. So it's very subtle. Let's try cranking up this saturation and drive so you can hear some of the stuff it's doing, as well as flutter and wow.
I'm feeling stressed, I'm not my best. I think I'm better off if I let it go. It'd be so easy, and then you'll never see me again, watching you blow up my phone.
Try playing with some loss. Honestly, I don't know what all of these do. I haven't played with it enough, but I love just this tape saturation. This is my go-to right here. But let's check it out together.
I'm feeling stressed, I'm not my best. I think I'm better off if I let it go.
You know, a little damage kind of sounds good. Let's see what Chew does. So you can totally destroy the sound if you want. I'm using it for more of like a stylistic choice on the master here. Let me show you. Wow, this is really cool. Just a little bit of that, though, is going to make it sound like a real cassette. Same with flutter. So I'm still learning a lot about this plugin. It's obviously very powerful. I don't know as much about tape as what you can do in this plugin. But it does come with a bunch of, you know, super intense and super subtle presets. Okay, I have a couple of honorable mentions I want to shout out. One of them would be VariSpeed by Genuine Soundware. This is another legit emulator, and this is emulating an actual tape delay. Why'd that go away? Here we go. Check this out. You know, if you need a tape delay, just grab VariSpeed. It's free. It works. It sounds awesome. Another one I wanted to mention, PSP Pianoverb. This is cool. It's a really unique type of reverb that kind of emulates the resonance you would have on like a upright piano. You know, when you hit one note, you're also resonating other notes. Check this out. Just a really cool, interesting idea for a reverb. All right, this one is cool. I don't know how to use it yet. It's in my honorable mentions, but I heard that this is essentially the free version of Soothe 2. And this is called TDR Nova by Tokyo Dawn Labs. And it's a flexible, powerful, parallel, dynamic EQ. Before our limiter, obviously.
I'm feeling stressed, I'm not my best. I think I'm better off if I let it go. It'd be so easy and then you'll never see me again. Watching you blow up my phone.
So I need to learn how to use this, but Soothe 2 is like, what, $300? Try TDR Nova first, because this is full featured, well-made plugin. It's free, and it does a lot of the same things. So anyways, thanks for watching. Check it out. I'm going to throw this song up for free on SoundCloud when I'm done with it. I'll have a link to everything in the description. Other than that, come by the live stream on Sundays. Thanks.